Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some pretty nifty news to go cover over here and talk about when it comes to scalpers. Now, as you guys probably know, if you guys have been a long-term viewer of my channel, or if you guys just remember from the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, and even a little bit on the Switch side too, GPUs, all of that during the pandemic especially, there was a lot of really big scalping issues. Now, most people know we don't like scalpers. They're kind of like the bottom feeders at the end of the day, but it's gonna happen. It happens with sports tickets, movie tickets, like at this point, pretty much anything, shoes, you name it. So at this point, it seems like PlayStation actually might have a somewhat intriguing, almost tiered-based anti-scalping system going on. And as well, it kind of seems like it might be maybe even harder for normal consumers to go get it. We'll have to go and see how this kind of goes and plays on out. Ideally, we don't have to worry about another like 3-year-long pandemic-struck-in restocking era, which in theory kind of helped me make my YouTube channel. So if you guys were from those days, thank you guys for still sticking around. But as well, we kind of want to just have a chance if we want to buy something, say the PS5 Pro, maybe I don't mind like a week, a few weeks, maybe like 3 months at most, but I don't want to be waiting 3 years to go get it, because at that time we're getting pretty close to PS6, and at that point is it even really worth it? Now, I don't think it's going to be that crazy in demand, and I'm sure Sony has learned from prior mistakes, but we have an intriguing anti-scalping thing that I kind of want to just go and yap on into. So make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, and leave a like as you guys go leave your comments or thoughts, or just enjoy the video itself in the background, eating some snacks or food, whatever. We have the Twitter and Twitch link down below. Let's go dive on into the video itself. So as I mentioned, we had a lot of issues with scalpers. Scalpers is probably my biggest vein of my life for probably the past 2 years or so, and even some crazy stuff. I was even offered like some big, like $5,000 plus deals to go help scalpers sell consoles. Now, ultimately, I did say no because I didn't want to kind of facilitate the use of bottage, and kind of my whole channel itself was meant to help people get consoles at the time. So I felt it was kind of against the morals of my channel. Although, thankfully, and also not thankfully, I feel good I didn't go and accept all that blood money, but at the same time, I could have been rolling around with a brand new Tesla. So yeah, bygones be bygones, but either way, there has always been an issue with scalpers. And right now, it seems like there's gonna be more of a tiered system. If you guys have maybe missed it in the mix of all the like announcements or whatever, this is a big deal, where the PS5 Pro pre-orders might actually be limited as an anti-scalping measure, analysts are suggesting. Now, if you guys kind of missed it throughout the era, Walmart actually ended up doing like a weird queue system over time to kind of prevent bots and scalpers and kind of limit buys to like 1 or 2. At the same time too as well, we saw Best Buy do like almost regional buys. A lot of stores switched to in-store pickups, buyers, or even Target, etc. Some stores were like at a certain point just be like, come to our store. If we have stock, it's there. If not, don't worry about it. Or you'd have people like doing bots and casually refreshing pages just to go and see if there is stock anywhere. That was a very common folk thing that happened quite a bit. And it was hard to track. Like at the very first start, there was Target drops, Best Buy drops, and it did kind of seem like these retailers kind of learned how to avoid bots. Same with PlayStation, where eventually just they were doing like PlayStation Directs every day, and at a certain point, life got chill. Life was awesome. So now it seems like they might have some weird ways to work around with this, saying that the PS5 Pro might have its own pre-orders even limited as a countermeasure against scalpers, analysts are now suggesting. As of September 26th, in like about a week or so, the only place to pre-order the PS5 Pro is direct from the manufacturer itself. So in case you guys just haven't had a chance to see this or know this, we'll probably do a little bit more guides and videos for it when it's closer. They're saying unless you live in a region that's not in, like, say, America, you'll have to be able to go buy it from select retailers. But right now, it kind of seems that they're going to do a weird strap, basically having the console launch first on the the PlayStation Direct. So you get forever all the directs, and you basically buy it from them, which might be smart because they don't have to deal with having like a cut and a margin for Walmart, Amazon, or Best Buy, or if there's any issues with them, say shipping or actual stock, or sometimes Walmart took 2-3 months to go even dish out their consoles, and people were either I saw some people even get free consoles if they had a crazy customer support. Very rare, but it did happen. A lot of people got like $50 off or got deals, or sometimes had PS5 digitals upgraded PS5 disc editions because stock was weird. It was a very weird situation to go through. So it says that Amazon and Best Buy will not be stocking the PS5 Pro for pre-orders at launch. In terms of the high street retailers, it is also not even confirmed which ones will be stocking it, unlike what we saw with the PS5 Slim. So right now, we don't even know like if Best Buy, Amazon, Target, Walmart, GameStop, or whoever are going to be even selling the PS5 Pro. Now, if you kind of remember, it did seem like most of these big retailers, all of like the big 5, did have stock. And then usually after like maybe some of the slightly bigger ones like Myers that had a lot of stores would sometimes maybe get in-store stock, and mom and pop stores sometimes got it just overall. So we're going to have to see first and foremost if the initial Sony stock is going to go and sell out. But I believe it's going to be tied more of your PlayStation Network account, and I'm sure they're going to have maybe even potential invites too as well, how they did for PlayStation Directs, where people had a chance to get in a queue system. If they have the system working for the PS5, it doesn't really make sense why they wouldn't do it for the PS5 Pro. And we'll have to see. Like, it might just be appear on the website, you click on in, they have 1 million stock and see what sells out, or this also might be a way to gauge pre-orders, such as, let's say they go and sell it to 5 million, and then they'll just maybe have a separate date where it's like, hey, if you want to buy your PS5 Pro, we'll have it for you in February because you were a little bit late, or maybe in June because we had crazy stock. We'll have to kind of see where they go do it. But it seems like they're going to try to focus it all through PlayStation to make it a little bit easier. Well, I have a PlayStation account, so if you guys want one and you guys don't have a PlayStation, please make your PlayStation account. And it's kind of intriguing to go and see. And as well, that'll probably give like a week or so to see if it sells out, how stock's doing, how they kind of do the initial invites, and then most likely start selling on other big retailers. Once again, it makes sense. PlayStation makes more money selling it directly to folks rather than having Amazon take a cut, Best Buy take a cut, etc., etc. John Welfare, funny name, a well-regarded console analyst, never heard of him, has suggested that this is an anti-scalping measure, or they aren't expecting a lot of pre-orders to begin with. Now, I'm going to say probably more on the anti-scalping side. Kind of do tiered out. You can kind of see stock. Usually Amazon got the most. Then usually I think it was probably maybe Best Buy, then usually Walmart, then Target, and then GameStop was kind of like what we always saw, like the priority list. Makes sense. Amazon's like way bigger than all those other places, and then Best Buy was a tech aficionado. Although I do kind of feel like it'd probably be Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, Target, depending on the day. I don't know, I kind of feel like Target had bigger drops too. It really was just depending on the week at the time. So yeah, at the same time too, there is going to be having up basically a lot more stuff overall. I do think this is more focused, so like I said, on scalping. I think there's going to be a decent amount of pre-orders. A pretty decent amount. It could be way higher. I'm not really sure. But I think that there is interest. I think now with more news coming out and the AI integrations and just overall people kind of seeing like, yeah, there actually is improvements on the console, I think we've kind of been seeing some people that are excited for it, which I'm not sure if it will sell out or not. We'll have to go and see. So the official PlayStation blog has previously been updated with now a warning, which Welfare's analysis was in response to, that said on October 10th, 2024, pre-orders will be available at all other participating retailers. So as of right this second, we have around 2 or 3 weeks of it directly on the PlayStation Direct, and after that we'll have a few weeks as well. Then we have to wait for Amazon, Best Buy, Target, etc. The staggered launch means that the PlayStation can control scalping until at least October 10th, and then after that, it could be a bloodbath, which I'd maybe agree. Like Amazon can be botted, Walmart can be botted, Best Buy can be botted, but if they do a few additional ways through PlayStation Direct already and kind of allow people to get their consoles ASAP, then like that's a good vibe. That really is a good vibe. Like if they have a lot enough stock, then it means a lot of people will be happy. So other more typical hardware launches are often designed to sell through as many retailers as possible. Although due to them all having different types of like businesses, I think Sony would rather go and focus on selling through directly on the PlayStation Direct because they can control it and who's selling stuff. Or let's say one guy tries to buy 30 stock and it gets shipped to a random warehouse or one home, then PlayStation can kind of be like, hey, we're going to go cancel the stock and then maybe put another 30 back in the next drop to make it a little bit better. And also same things, like I said, Amazon, Walmart, all those places were very easily bottable, and a lot of people were usually buying consoles very, very quickly as well. So other more typical hardware launches are often designed to sell through though, but like I said, due to scalping, this might be better to do it from purely through PlayStation. PlayStation's limited pre-order options for the PS5 Pro, whether or not it's intentional, will also be protecting the consumers, although we'll have to see. Though there's little salvation to be found when the price really looks as though it's been scalped, and it is also a slightly higher price product. So I kind of feel like you can still buy a PS5. You don't have to worry about the PS5 Pro if you don't want it. So it's more of a want rather than a need. And at the same time too, it's also expensive. So do you really think most people are going to be dropping $1,200 and a scalper price for a PS5 Pro? Most likely not. Higher price means probably slightly less demand, although the product is cool. So I do think scalping for this one may not be as big a deal. Fingers crossed. Like, we'll have to see. Obviously, the first few weeks, or maybe it might be for like the first 3 months and might die down afterwards. But either way, it's hopefully going to be more chill. Like, this does seem like a nice measure. Do it directly through PlayStation, have most stock through there, and then anything left over sell on other retailers, and we'll see if it sells out or not. If it doesn't sell out, other retailers are probably going to be fine. If it does sell out, it might be another PS5 restocking era, although I do think it won't be as long as the prior ones. So in light of the recent events, and especially the PS5's virtual scarcity, it's clear that the the manufacturer is seeking out an alternative roadmap for its launch. Other analysts have suggested that the lack of exclusives will harm sales, while other sentiments focus on the price. Considering the devastation, the financial effects of Concord's launch, they're basically going to want to have a very smooth launch because there's been a little bit of a weird wonky vibe when it comes to the PlayStation ecosystem. So still, let me know your thoughts. I think it seems cool to have a staggered launch. We have some rough dates for it in case you guys missed it. So I appreciate you guys all for watching. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on, and I appreciate y'all for watching.